Hello, class. My name is Scott Johnson, and the element of the fundamentalist modernist controversy that I'm doing my presentation on today is the Scopes trial of 1925. I found this topic interesting to base a presentation on because it involved famous Americans such as William Jennings Bryan and Charles Darrow. Also, this is an interesting element of the fundamentalist modernist controversy because there are many misconceptions about the Scopes trial that evolve from movies such as Inherit the Wind. The fundamentalist modernist controversy began to gain momentum around the turn of the 20th century. Many people began to challenge the fundamentalist ideas presented from Christian denominations and began offering other interpretations of creation and the world. Darwinism, for example, offered an alternative explanation for creation through the theory of evolution. Debates went on between fundamentalists and modernists, but what really brought attention to the controversy was the Scopes trial of 1925. During this trial, Tennessee teacher John Scopes was on trial for teaching evolution, even though he was a math teacher and a football coach. He had only filled in for an ill biology teacher during the last 2 weeks of a school year. Defended by Charles Darrow, the case was actually a case that was being pushed by the ACLU to determine the lawfulness of new anti evolution bills being passed by the states during the 1920s. Charles Darrow was an agnostic and a highly successful criminal lawyer. He defended John Scopes during this trial with the intention of placing focus on fundamentalists such as William Jennings Bryan, who he did not agree with. William Jennings Bryan was a devout Christian, a presidential candidate, and leader of the Democratic Party for 25 years. He was also Secretary of State under President Woodrow Wilson. He was the one who represented the fundamentalist values in this case and was prosecuting the case against John Scopes while Charles Darrow was defending John Scopes. The trial took place in Dayton, Tennessee in July of 1925, with William Jennings Bryan defending his fundamentalist views and prosecuting the case, and Darrow representing John Scopes and bringing attention to the fundamentalists. At the center of the argument was whether or not evolution should be taught in schools. This is one reason why, or the main reason why, William Jennings Bryan decided to take this case and pursue it. William Jennings Bryan also took the stand at the request of Charles Darrow in order to defend his Christian principles, since he was considered an expert on Christianity and the Bible. When it came time for Charles Darrow to take the stand, however, he asked the judge to request that the jury find his client guilty. Therefore, he would not have to take the stand and answer questions from William Jennings Bryan. Found in violation of the Butler Act, Scopes was fined $100, which was acquitted by the Tennessee Supreme Court. And the Butler Act was one of the anti-evolution laws that was passed by many states during the 1920s. The Scopes trial is important to understand due to the misconceptions that are out there about the trial from movies such as Inherit the Wind. The movie Inherit the Wind actually deals with and is discussing McCarthyism and portrays creation in a negative light. The lasting legacy of the Scopes trial is that it brought national attention to the fundamentalist and modernist controversy that is still ongoing today.